Have you ever heard of the PBS Kids show WordGirl? You know, it's a PBS Kids show that ran from 2007 to 2015 and was created by the animation studio Soup to Nuts. Well, it used to run in 2006 as a couple of shorts called The Amazing Colossal Adventures of WordGirl. Soup to Nuts is known for other shows like Science Court, Time Warp Trio, Hey Money, and a lot of other shows. But nothing beats WordGirl. That's for sure. But one of the characters, Royal Dandy, I kind of didn't like him. I didn't know why, I just didn't like him. By the first episode he was introduced, Lady Redundant Woman Gets the Blues, I kind of stopped watching the show for a while. Maybe I didn't like bratty characters, because he was kind of a brat, I don't know. But this experience I had, I've never seen him the same way again. I was a huge fan of PBS Kids as a kid. I'd like the shows Arthur, Dinosaur Train, Cyber Chase, and one of my favorites, WordGirl. These kinds of shows were on from 11:20 a.m. to 6 p.m. but now, these shows would just not air anymore. Which I was sad about because these were my favorite shows. Well, I got to watch one of my childhood shows, but in a disturbing way that I'll never forget. One day, I was outside with my metal detector trying to look for something that I'll like. While I was looking around with my metal detector, I heard a sudden beep, meaning that I found something. Once I did, I dug up that dirt and it was a box. And it was a navy blue box with the PBS Kids logo. I was confused, because who would dig up a box? But I shrugged it off and I decided to open the box. Once I opened the box, it was a WordGirl DVD. With a note. I took it inside and I looked at the note and, the first thing I realized was that it was from my dear friend Sam, who I haven't heard from in 2 weeks. I know that because I recognized his handwriting. And what was weird is how it looked. It looked, let's just say, badly written and scratchy and just somewhat hard to read. As if Sam was having a hard time writing it down and did it in a hurry. This is what he wrote. Ryan. I just can't take it anymore. I had to get rid of this thing somehow, but it was too late. And I was hoping you did it for me. But I can't. He's after me, and if you don't district the DVD, he'll come after you as well. He was too strong for me. Please, Ryan, destroy this godforsaken DVD before he comes after you too. It's too late for me. Destroy the DVD, and you'll destroy him. But do it quick. Otherwise he'll catch you. Don't watch the DVD. It's what he wants. Just destroy it, please. Signed, Sam. Well, that was weird. Even though Sam was my best friend and we haven't seen each other in 2 weeks. I didn't do what he asked me to. I didn't think that a simple WordGirl DVD would do anything bad to him. After all, it's just a show, right? Boy, I was wrong about that anyway. The cover featured, Royal Dandy, of course. Anyway. The cover had the WordGirl logo on top, the PBS Kids Go logo, and the DVD logo at the bottom left. And it said below the WordGirl logo, Royal Dandy's Best Moments. Best moments? Wasn't Royal Dandy only appeared in 2 episodes? I said to myself. But I shrugged it off, thinking that I'll watch this DVD. I'll probably like Royal Dandy, so I went inside and put the DVD disc into my DVD player, and it started. It then showed the PBS Kids logo and the WordGirl logo in a blue background. And it then cuts to the menu. The menu depicted Royal Dandy in a light blue background with a dark blue gradient behind him. And it displayed the following menu buttons. Play, meet the staff, settings, and go to bskids.org. I thought to myself, that this will not be bad at all. So I pressed play and Lady Redundant Woman Gets the Blues, and Royally Framed started. Those episodes were fine, but, once I got to the last one, it showed up with a warning. Saying, warning. This episode of WordGirl was originally made for the Season 8 finale, but it was removed for disturbing images, violence, and gore. After this episode, its creator, Jeffrey Dahmer, was fired. Watch at your own risk. Oh, that must be a joke, I said, shrugging it off, but boy, I should have listened. The theme song started, but this time, the theme song was demonic, with some of the characters being dead. After the theme song ended, It then showed the title card. And dear God, it was creepy. The episode was called Royal Dandy's Rampage. But the word Rampage was red, and had blood dripping out of the letters. But that's not even the worst part. Royal Dandy's eyes were all black, crying with black ooze coming out of them. And I noticed ooze dripping out of his mouth as well. Here we go again, I said to myself. I've also noticed that the WordGirl logo wasn't there at all. Just then, the narrator began to say today's featured words. But this time, the narrator's voice was in a demonic tone. Today's featured words are direful and poltroon. Well, that was odd, I said to myself. It then started the episode. The episode started at Becky's house, as the narrator said back in his normal voice. It's a wonderful day at the Botsford's house, and our dear old Becky Botsford is reading some sort of magazine. It then cuts to Becky. The Royal Dandy painting got restored at the museum, said Becky, finishing reading the magazine. She then turned her head to Bob, which he was sitting next to her looking at the magazine. Bob, haven't you heard about this before? Asked Becky. Bob couldn't speak, so he made monkey noises to communicate. I know, I remember that the learner destroyed the Royal Dandy painting. It then cuts to a flashback of the episode arts parts, as the learner destroyed the Royal Dandy painting for good. Strange. Becky then said. How did the painting come back? Just then, her father Tim came into the shot. Hi Becky, would like some pancakes? Said Tim. Oh no thank you, but thanks, said Becky. I'm just looking at this magazine. Tim then said. Okay, if you want some, just call me, said Tim. It then cuts to the museum as the narrator said. Meanwhile, at the museum, Lady Redundant Woman is stealing from the museum again. Now, said Lady Redundant Woman, it's time to have these nice paintings all for myself. I hope this isn't going to make the mistake of bringing back the Royal Dandy painting, I said to myself. She then made copies of the originals, and then stole the originals right after. She kept making copies of the paintings until she got to the Royal Dandy painting. Lady Redundant Woman was puzzled. How did the Royal Dandy come back? She said, being terrified that she might accidentally bring the painting back to life in the process. But she shrugged it off, and went back to making more copies of the paintings. She made a copy of a green dog painting, which is the same one from Royally Framed. After she did that, the dog painting pounced on her, which made her accidentally made her to make a copy of the Royal Dandy painting. Just then, the Royal Dandy painting came to life. But after he did, he had the same look as he did in the title of the episode. His eyes were all black, crying black ooze out of them. And the mouth oozing the black liquid. After the episode ended, the credits played, but the instrumental music of the intro was in the demonic filter with the background of the same image as the title card. After the credits, the Soup to Nuts logo played, but it was off. The Soupkin looked bloody and damaged, and it had a face. He looked seriously beaten up, and suddenly started talking as he said, "Help me. Please. I've been attacked by Royal Dandy. Because he was unstoppable and I was too weak to stop him. He made me look like a stupid jerk. There wasn't anything else I could do to stop him. Please tell him not to do it. Save yourself, please. Will you?" Then it slowly fades to black for 5 seconds. Then it fades to the .pbs Kids logo, but she also looked beaten up by Royal Dandy. And she says, "Please. Save yourself from evil dark Royal Dandy, he's coming right after you. Start running." Then this type of the No Edeliquation jingle played. Then it faded to black screen again for 5 seconds. I was about to grab the remote. But as soon I was about to turn off the TV, a jump scare popped up. It was an edited image of Royal Dandy pose off from the WordGirl characters Wikipedia. He had black eyes with red dot, he's crying and his mouth has drooling blood. The Godzilla roar and Howie scream were heard in the background. Holy shit. I screamed in fear because of that jump scare. After that, it cut to black and took me back to the main menu. I was so speechless and traumatized after seeing this demented episode. I then took the DVD out, put it back in the case, then I threw it to the dumpster. I could never ever see that episode again. And I should have listened to what the note said. But at least Royal Dandy didn't came after me, because I threw the DVD at the dumpster. I'm so relieved. Moral of the story: if you ever find this box with this DVD and the note, I highly recommend not to watch it. It's for your own good and safety. Or else Royal Dandy will either haunt you in your dreams, or come after you.